Hi, I am Mark,
And I'm Jill.
and this is another episode of Cleared for Comfort. Today we're doing a hotel review, and we like to establish a little context about a hotel. We are in Argentina, specifically in the town of El Calafate, and we like to talk about why we came somewhere, so let's tell them why we came.
We can do more than tell them, we can show them.
Oh, great idea.
And this is why we came here.
And what is this?
This is Perito Moreno Glacier in Argentina, Los Glaciares National Park in Patagonia. It's really a prize of Argentina.
Wow, you are right about that. It certainly is the prize of Argentina. And it's not that far from the town of El Calafate. It's about an hour's drive. And there's a couple of different ways that you can get there. One way you can get there is to drive there and back. So that would be an hour each way. And there's boardwalks. It's a beautiful place to walk and see the glacier from different angles. And you can do that in about an hour and a half is about what it takes to cover it.
Right.
So you could do that whole thing in about 3.5 hours, but we chose to take a little longer. How did we get there?
Well, we took a private driver to get us to the port where we boarded a boat. And the boat took us to several places where we got out and walked around, saw some waterfalls and saw some glaciers from a distance. And then we got back in the boat and went to the glacier and sailed back and forth past the front part of the glacier. So we got really an up-close experience there.
Right, so that was a good way to do it because that's the only way to get really close to the glacier. And we were, maybe 300 yards off?
Right, yep.
They talked about calving, but then we learned something about calving, didn't we? What is it? It involves you and looking.
Yeah, right. So when you hear the calving and you turn to look, it's already too late.
Right.
So you kind of need to be watching all the time so that you catch it in action because of the delay in the sound.
Right.
So I should mention that we talked about, or we will talk about more about the boardwalk itself that Mark mentioned, but taking the boat really gets you a lot closer. And so it's really impressive to go up close and see the crevasses and just the way the ice is formed and the color and things like that.
I think we also have to mention something else about the fact that you've kind of felt like you already knew this boardwalk, didn't you?
Right. I have a treadmill program that has scenes from around the world that you can kind of simulate running. And one of them is this boardwalk. So it was really fun to see it in person. And I'll tell you, it was colder and windier in person than it is on the treadmill.
Yeah. So it is summer down here. It is January, but as Jill said, it was cold and windy. Yesterday was about 45 degrees at the glacier and about 60 degrees in town. That's about average for this time of year down here. And it does get very windy. It's very common.
Right.
The town is about 25,000 people. This hotel is just about a half a block off of the main drag, main street. Very quaint, very nice. It's about a mile long, so you can walk down and walk back easily. Lots of shops and restaurants, and you made an observation about the feel of the town.
Yeah, it feels to me like a ski town in the summertime. So there's lots of outdoor sports type shops. There's kind of some upscale restaurants, some family restaurants. There's a lot of souvenirs. So it's actually a very fun place to look around.
Yeah. So on the choice of hotels, we had several that our tour company suggested, and this was in the mid-range on the price. But one of the things I really liked about it was the location. In fact, when we came into town, our driver took the other people to their hotel, and they're like a mile out of town, and they would need to taxi back and forth because this is just the edge of town on this side. So I think our choice of hotel from location was perfect, don't you?
Yeah, I do too.
Yeah. So we also talked about what else do you come here for? And one reason is because, the airport is 10 minutes away by car.
Right.
And that's the reason people come to this area. And let's talk about where El Calafate actually is in Argentina. It's 2,000 miles south of Buenos Aires.
Right.
So it's a long car ride for Argentines to come down here, but it's about a 3-hour plane ride.
Right.
There's nothing else around it. It's pretty much desert on this side of the Pampa. So the mountains are to our west, and the mountains are where the glaciers are and where we're going for other hikes in the coming days, but from a different home base. So this hotel was built about 18 years ago. We had the pleasure of meeting the guy who was the project manager for this. Loved the project so much and the family that built it that he decided to stay here and work. And he made us something special, didn't he?
He made us a drink out of the Calafate berries, which are delicious. They're a lot like blueberries. And various kinds of liquor. He said he used to make it with more types of liquor, but he realized that less is more. So LIM, less is more, and that's his last name. So,
yeah. And that was the name of the drink, and it was fabulous.
Yes.
But he also did something else special.
How
did he get the ice for that?
Yeah, so he he made the drink with ice from the glacier, and he had gone up a hike to get to the glacier and bring it back in his backpack. So there was a lot of work to get that ice. So he's quite a climber.
Yeah, very good. So this hotel is a small boutique hotel. It is 20 rooms, so there's not that many people here. But it's got some really nice common areas, including the one we're sitting in here on the second floor. There's a similar area on the first floor with a small bar where we had that special drink. And then there's a nice breakfast area there. Now, in the room itself, we like to talk about where's the power. This one has plugs on both sides. Yay! High marks for me. And another special thing about this hotel is that every room has a jetted tub. So used the jetted tub. It was very comfortable, very nice. I'd say everything was clean and comfortable, and the workmanship in this hotel is
beautiful. It's a beautiful place.
It's top notch. So anything else to say?
No.
Okay, then what do you say about this place?
Oh, definitely cleared for comfort.
Cleared for comfort. Stamp that.